Hello, today I'm going to talk to you about Yazi, which is this new terminal file manager. I think it's pretty new. I've only seen one video on it, so I'm going to show you what it does. Basically, it's a very useful terminal file manager, and I think it's easier to configure and faster than the other ones that are out there right now. I know there's some good ones out there, and you're probably not going to switch unless if you're already addicted to one of them, but yeah, it's pretty good. So I'm just going to hit YY here to enter Yazi, and that's not automatic, so there is a little thing that you have to add to bash RC to make it so that when you quit Yahtzee, it quits in the file location that you quit in. So if, let's say, I'm in documents, and when I'm in Yahtzee and I quit Yahtzee, hitting Q, I'm still in my documents folder. But so we're going to go up to bash RC here, and I'm going to show you. There's a little function YY here that makes it so you can easily launch Yahtzee by hitting YY, and it also adds the quit functionality. So I'm going to quit out of Vim here. Alright, so I'm going to show you what Yahtzee does, and it basically does everything that the other ones do, except what I like about it is the configuration is pretty easy. So for example, if I want to find a file, I'm going to find yazi.toml, which is one of the configuration files. I'll show you. Here we go. So here's yazi.toml, and it is written in, Yazi's a Rust program, so obviously toml is related to Rust, but toml files are very easy to read. I'm not a Rust expert or anything. I can read them pretty easily, figure out what I want to do, change all the key bindings. The key bindings are really straightforward. They're very Vim-like. If you don't like Vim, you're not gonna like Yahtzee. Okay, but you can change the key bindings, but there's not really any mouse support for Yahtzee, at least at this time, and I probably don't think it's in the plans. So, but I mean, I changed all my key bindings for Vim, for example. Like I use WASD like a loser. I use WASD because I'm a gamer. So I switched WASD to be my movement keys, and that was really easy to do again in Yahtzee. But I still use Vim that way. So it has FD, so you can find the file. It has Fuzzy Finder built in. If you're just looking for like the file but you don't know the exact name of it, it's got Z Oxide built in. I don't know what that is really. I haven't looked into that yet. It also has cool little features like you can press N here to create. You can make a new file or a new folder by doing that. You just hit like let's see. I'll create a file. Doctor, and then I hit slash at the end. That makes it a folder. So then if I want to delete it here, I can easily delete it. I changed the key binding for this, but just hit X, and then I can move it to trash. And I don't want to move it to trash. I want to permanently delete it because I don't need a doctor folder. But anyways, it's very easy to do that. You can also, oh wait, it's not deleting. Why is it not deleting? I don't know why it's not deleting. Maybe it's because I created the folder. Hold on here. That's interesting. Okay, doctor's not, it's not there, so I guess it did delete. That's interesting. Interesting. I don't know why I hit delete. So normally if I delete something, so let's say I go to X session. So I don't actually need this X session here because I'm not using it, so I'm going to send it to the trash. So I'm just going to hit my button here, move to the trash, and it's going to disappear. Obviously, that's what usually happens. But I just want to go over this quickly. What else do we have? You can obviously select files by hitting the space bar. You can select as many as you want. Then you can hit Y to yank them, which is copy, and then P to paste them. And you can even force paste them too. So they will delete other files. And then they can hit U or whatever to unselect them. What else do we have here? We got one more thing I wanted to remember here to talk about was, oh yeah, you can just hit R to rename a file. So let's say I have vimrc, I could rename it to vim whatever, but that's obviously not advantageous at this time, so I'm not going to do that, but it's very easy to rename a file. Basically everything you want. What I like about this is everything you want to do in a file manager is already built in. It's useful if you don't know why terminal file manager. Oh, it has tabs as well. That's what T does over here. And then if you hit T, it creates a new tab. You can use them like if you're moving, for example, if you're moving files and you want to keep a folder open and then you want to explore in this one and then you want to keep the file open because you're moving a bunch of files into that folder. You can just open it in a tab and then switch the tabs pretty easily. But anyways, what I like about this one is everything is built in, like Fuzzy Finder. You don't have to download a bunch of plugins or something and like go in and like edit the source code or whatever, which I remember was the case with like NNN, and a lot of them you have to do a lot of modifications. And this one has pretty much everything you'd want, and I don't think it's very fast, and it doesn't have any real bloat to it. I mean, you can get image previews over here. Like you can see, I don't have my screenshot.png. It doesn't have an image preview. I don't do that because it slows it down slightly, and I don't really need that for anything. But yeah, I mean, if you don't like Vim, you're probably gonna want to stick with like Thunar or whatever, or your non-terminal file manager, or a terminal file manager that has mouse support. But as far as I'm concerned, Yazi's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's a good system. It's fast. It has all the little features built in. Yeah, I think it's great. I think it's going to have everything you want. I hope you enjoyed this video.